What's cracking, everybody? This is Real DWC. That's my nickname, aka David Carroll. I'm here with the host, Jerr.
What's up?
I don't even say co-host now. I respect his game so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Feeling is mutual, my friend.
Thank you. So you can follow me at Real DWC and also at the BJJ Addict. Also follow FightFans Radio. And Jerr, I'll let you say your Twitter today.
You follow me on Twitter at JeerowellP, JeerowellP.
Nice. So now everyone knows who you are.
Yeah.
He follows back.
Everybody.
Hashtag follow back. Even if you're the scammers.
Team Auto follow back.
That's a nice thing to have on there.
Yeah. I don't follow everybody.
Only if you were this nice in person. That's a joke.
I'm super famous, so.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Better to be super famous than superficial. That's always my saying. I've been saying that for years, by the way.
I haven't heard. Today, I guess. Yeah.
Also, subscribe to our YouTube channels. Help get our stuff out there to the masses, guys. YouTube. Go like our Facebooks. That's for us and FightFans Radio. And remember to rate our show on iTunes. It'll help us a lot, and it'll keep us hungry to keep doing this here. So today's guest, we'll have Dave Camarillo on. Last week, some unfortunate didn't get on, but no big deal. We kept it moving, and I'm excited like I was last week. But actually, I'm more excited. It's kind of weird.
Oh, today?
Yeah, because like I was pumped last week, and then it fell through a bit. But now I'm like re-stoked, but it's times two.
Yeah. It's like Christmas.
Times two.
Times two.
It's kind of like Boxing Day shopping, not Christmas.
No, actually, the feeling is like this. You know when you're sleeping and you think you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh, I bet it's like 6.
Yeah.
And then it's like 11 p.m.
Yeah. So you still have a lot more time to sleep.
Yeah, so like, oh, yeah. That's that feeling.
I like it. So this week, how's everything since last week? For the people in the podcast land here.
For me?
Yeah, how's everything been?
I've been dieting, eating a lot of spinach and vegetables and greens.
And where did you get that spinach game from?
Actually, it was from you.
I know.
I looked up the benefits of spinach.
All right, tell us.
I can't remember them all. Something to do with like muscle.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you feel more muscle?
No, I don't. Not yet.
Spinach, little grainy. Do you feel that? You get like a graininess off of it?
It's dirty. Well, it's not dirty, but it doesn't taste.
What do
yeah,
you
I guess grainy. Yeah.
What else have you been putting with this spinach?
Put a little bit of that peas. What's that peas?
Chickpeas.
Chickpeas.
Yeah.
I got that in there. Carrots.
Yeah.
My own special vinaigrette.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can you give us like a little bit of a secret? No?
It's like olive oil.
Nice. Good call. I like the olive oil.
I'll put a little bit of almonds in there.
Almonds?
A little bit of walnuts. I just love nuts. Not that.
There's your awkward moment right there. We got that. I'm gonna keep looping that part and play it nonstop.
Nuts, yeah.
You're crazy, my friend. So how's that going? Like,
yeah, I don't like it.
Yes.
Because the first couple of days, like I was literally eating.
You're used to like the McDonald's breakfasts, so obviously the spinach game is gonna be a little different too.
Yeah. No, it's. I feel great. Second day, I didn't feel as like lethargic, I guess, because of all the fat. But I'm still at 160. So.
Yeah, we got to change that.
Yeah,
we'll help each other stay on the eating clean diet. Because today I had a dirty poutine. Anyone from America, look that up. It's just fries, cheese, some gravy. Disgustingly awesome. I had Dr. Pepper, which is hands down the greatest
drink
ever made. I'm glad you love it too.
Yeah.
Holler at us, Dr. Pepper. If you want to help the BJJ Addict out, that'd be huge. I love Dr. Pepper more than probably some of my my cousins. Let's just put it that way.
Second cousins?
No, first cousins. Like that's how much I love Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. It's especially in the summertime. It's good.
Yeah, if you ever see me with a pot belly, it's probably because I stepped my game up to about 2 liters a day. Yeah, right now I'm like trying to keep it nice with like the 355s, but it's hard. Some days I just want to down a liter of Dr. Pepper.
I can't drink a liter just because you don't want to have too much of something you like.
That's a lie. I like BJJ. When I'm not drilling, I'm looking on it online. When I'm not looking online, we're talking about it on this crazy podcast we got going on.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm going to take your theory and just chuck it out the window right now and not even let you continue.
I guess consumption. It goes for consumption, not consuming. Never mind. You're right.
You're just making stuff up right now. Let me read something off to you right now.
Let's do it.
And I'm gonna read it out loud. Obviously, no one out here can give us an answer right now. This is
on your Twitter?
This is something I wrote on Twitter. You tell me if this is a chess quote or like chess the game, or is this a BJJ quote?
Let's do it.
Here we go. I believe that the best style is a universal one. Tactical and positional at the same time. Chess or BJJ?
That's chess.
That's correct.
Yes.
That's correct. You know what? I think next week I'll have 3, and we'll see if you can go 3 for 3.
I think we could.
What gave it away that it was chess? Or do you think you just guessed?
I just knew it wasn't going to be BJJ. I just knew that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's because last week I said I've been writing chess.
That's exactly.
Yeah. But BJJ is kind of like human chess.
Yeah, it is.
And kind of like puzzles.
Yeah, I was thinking
of another analogy.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you were thinking. Go on. Sorry, I cut you off.
I can't remember honestly, but I've been thinking about it.
Of
the chess thing we were talking about before.
Okay. Yeah. Well, right there, it's true though.
Yeah. What's that word with friends there? Is it word with friends? You get like a new puzzle piece. What am I thinking?
Words with friends?
No, I can't remember.
Draw something?
Yeah, I love.
We're just name dropping things right now.
I love draw something.
Yeah, I actually hate it.
Yeah, well, I stopped playing it because I don't like being too creative. Because it's too hard.
Yeah, drawing's not my forte. I actually haven't been good at too many things.
I was actually pretty sick.
Were you?
I was pretty sick.
I did saw your Lady Gaga portrait.
Yeah,
it was pretty awesome.
That was pretty sick.
So yesterday you were back in the gym.
I was.
I saw you training. Unfortunately, I couldn't jump in. I was working. But how were your rolls? How'd you feel?
I felt really, really, really good, actually. Yeah. My cardio was a lot better.
Yeah.
Because I did come on Friday and work with Dan and work with, what's his name? Sorry. Carl Lubert.
Yeah.
And, man, I went like 15 minutes with this guy. So that, I find if I do something on Friday, my cardio is good for when I come back. Sometimes.
Nice. That's kind of cool.
But, no, yesterday, it was really good because I was able to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I wasn't like, gasping for air or anything. Really playing my game, I guess.
You told me before we're talking, you tried a leg drag and you did it successfully. Yeah. And now this is something, I know we always have new goals and stuff. We're kind of weird like that, but we're going to start drilling leg drags.
Leg drags.
We start working on it, try to craft it and add it into our game.
Yeah, I think it's a
very appealing move, is it not?
It's not fancy, I don't think.
No. Can you make it fancy? Of course, but yeah, you want to get the most basic one down first, and then keep evolving.
Because you always want to have an arsenal that's going to work for you.
Have you seen any people out there that like leg drags that you've seen out there?
The Mendez brothers, that's one. What's his name?
That's the first time I ever saw a leg drag, by the way. Was from them.
Yeah, the first time I researched a leg drag is I think it was one of the Mendez brothers tournaments. They used it. I didn't know what I was looking at. All I knew was that he passed, and that was it. Yeah, for those
listening right now, if you're not too sure, it sounds exactly what it is. It's basically the arm drags. I assume you guys know arm drags. I mean, you fans of Marcelo, so it's basically the same thing, but you drag the leg over. And it's pretty much a smash after that.
Smash pass, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to start drilling. And this is something, I know we say we're going to drill something and we don't stick to it. And but this we better stick to.
Something I've learned from doing the radio show and from the people that, we've interviewed.
Yeah.
Is that they keep repeating, drill, drill, drill. Yeah. And I never used to drill. I hated drilling. I hated drilling from the start.
Yeah.
Now I think it's one of those things that you gotta do.
I think if you're drilling without a purpose, it could become boring, or you're not in it mentally because you're like, oh, we're drilling guard. My guard's pretty good. I don't care. You just kind of get lazy. But maybe if you're drilling something that you want to learn more, it's just like school, right? You kind of like every subject.
And it's not necessarily the things that you want to learn. I mean, I hate vegetables, but I know I have to eat it. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things that you have to do it, man. Like if you want to go compete, there are some positions that you're not comfortable with that you need to learn.
But I was speaking with Robert Drysdale, and I think the way it came off to me was kind of like, don't get drilling confused with like drilling at a good pace, though.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I think people hear drilling and they literally think they should drill at maybe almost nothing. So you don't know if the way he kind of explained it, for him, it was like, yeah, drill, but, you know, when you're rolling at live, if it's not a tournament, that's also a form of drilling. So, I mean, you got to find a balance that works for you, I think. I don't want to go out and get killed just trying to drill leg drags with you, but I want to know that, hey, this is going to work. I practiced it at 100 times. I want to see the efficiency of it.
And you also want to work, you want to drill something that, you know, you're going to be able to do. Like what Kenny Cornelius said is that they drill at Team Lloyd Irvin stuff that they're already good at.
Yeah, so I was like, that kind of...
it was like one of those, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Like, like I'm always trying to fill some holes, but maybe I should be excelling at something always and get better at.
And I think that's one of the things too. Like
we'll ask Dave actually later today.
Yeah. And also, like one of the things too is that you see a lot of white belts, like they want to learn all the fancy moves. Like I haven't seen it. I don't have that experience like to see that around. But I mean, a lot of guys want to do fancy stuff like, you know, leg drag or whatever. It's cool, but I mean, develop a game or something. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
That's what keeps popping up, and we're gonna ask him today. I have it actually marked down. And that's something, and I agree. And I try to pass that on, but sometimes, you know, they don't want to listen because we're not crazy experienced or have that black belt. So sometimes they hear it and it just doesn't sink. But that's what I found, like you said, from doing this, from speaking to people that have crazy experience, I'm starting to feel a little bit more wise, and I would love to be wise beyond my years. Like, I mean, as far as technique goes, I would love to have the mental side and a good thought process for BJJ. I already think I've got good thoughts and stuff, but now, like, I feel I am lazy on drilling. So maybe if I hear it enough times, it's starting to click, and now I have someone like you, I want to do these drills. You know what? I'm going to start doing it. And then I could judge myself instead of saying no and just giving up on it without even trying, which I do sometimes for other shit. Why not go out and it's not going to hurt me that we go try to do some leg drags?
Well, yeah, it's not gonna hurt you in any way. And something too that I've learned from the show is that you know, you learn from other people's experiences. Those are where you really learn. Like a smart person will learn from other people's mistakes or their success.
Yeah.
As opposed to making your own mistake and then looking down the road.
Yeah, and be like, oh, that's weird. They did that too.
Oh, like I've been rolling, like I've been subbing people, but I don't know how to do a proper armbar. I don't know how to distribute. So I think, you know, definitely these people, like these are high level guys that we're interviewing, you know.
Yeah.
And why not learn?
Yeah. I agree. I think everyone can take away something when they actually hear them speak. But yeah, like you said, I can't believe the repetitiveness on
repetitiveness.
Thank you. You called me out. I didn't know if you heard. Sometimes I try to say
sneak one by.
Yeah. Thanks for calling me out, Jerr. But you know, I really want to know how important this drilling is, because if I get this down now, who knows where I'll be down the line.
See what Dave says about this.
That's what I'm.
And also something too, like, well, I learned this from growing up too, is that usually if you sense that it's something you don't want to do, then it's probably good for you.
That's how I felt about the damn circuits.
Yeah,
I hate them.
I hate them too.
I hate running on that treadmill. The forced treadmill. You got to try that.
Yeah. The Tabitha.
No. This forced treadmill. You have to make it move. So like, it doesn't get going, and you're putting in so much effort. But the faster the more effort you put out, the faster it'll start moving finally.
Yeah.
So forced treadmill.
Is like a hamster, but more.
Yes, like a hamster wheel, but in a treadmill form.
Where's that?
It's buddy.
Oh, that's the broken one.
Yes.
Okay,
Make a forced treadmill. So, I mean, this is hardcore, guys. If anyone out there has used a forced treadmill, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, Jerr, so this weekend, our team, myself, we go down to Brampton, Ontario, did the Grapplers Quest. We talked to Ricardo Amendolia. There we go. Thanks for helping me out.
Oh, I'm here for you.
Every podcast, I got to butcher a name or repetitively butcher something like we just did. Man, you're filling in my sentences.
I'm actually, English is not my first language, so.
Or your third.
Or my third. It is probably my seventh.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Twitter doesn't count. So, we going down there. I talked to him, Brian, I think it's Simmons, the owner of Grapplers Quest, the president and founder. And he was a nice man to talk to. Hopefully we'll get him on the podcast later on.
Where's he stationed?
I don't know where he's stationed, but, you know, I've been to a couple Grapplers Quest in Boston, Hartford, and here. And he's at every one. You know, that's a busy life. So I'd love to talk to him about that.
Those medals. I can't get over the fact that how cool those medals are.
They are unbelievable. How the size of them, first of all, the coloring, I mean, huge. What are those things called around?
It's not a lanyard.
Kind of like the strap or the lanyard. Yeah, but people know what I'm talking about. That part is unbelievable too, decked out.
Yeah, all the sponsor names.
We got 10 medals. Team Shido MMA from Ottawa, Ontario. 10 medals. Our blue belts all went in advanced divisions. We got 2 bronze out of that.
That's pretty sick. Like things like that just make you proud of the team. Like,
you know, when you see people in the gym and you watch them roll, or you don't know where they're at in the gym. Like, you know they're at as far as, we line up from rank.
Yeah.
You see them roll, and then you see them roll with other teams. And we had some guys out there really, really doing work. Like, I'm talking not get a point scored on them, having in the double digits some matches. So that made me happy to see that
we're such a strong team.
That we're getting strong,
yeah.
There's other teams out there too, don't get me wrong, not just us, but that are out there crushing everything they do too, which is nice to see, because that's going to raise the bar everywhere in Canada, period.
Especially in Ottawa too, like, to see that there are grapplers capable of winning big tournaments like this. It's just like, well, I don't really need to go all the way to Montreal or wherever. So you have the necessary tools here in your own backyard. You just gotta find them.
We're definitely making a push to become a better community for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's still weak as far as tournaments being supported sometimes, or even seminars sometimes. They just don't pop off enough compared to MTL or Toronto. But I mean, Toronto has so many people, you can't compare. It's like 5 times bigger than us. But also this weekend, there's a couple super matches. But the main super match was Fernando Vieira versus Henan
Borges.
That's correct. Henan Borges. And I thought Fernando Vieira was going to win. I don't know if I said that last week or not, but I honestly saw him around. I said that I saw him at the Ontario Open, and he was just doing work on people real quick. They had to go to overtime, Jerr, and Vieira snags his back, jumps on his back, puts the hooks in within 10 seconds left, and wins 4-0.
Wow.
It was hardcore. The match is on YouTube, guys. If you just type it in, Fernando Vieira versus Henan Borges, it'll be up there. I think actually Ricardo is doing the commentating on it, because that's what he does, and it's pretty cool.
What teams are Henan Borges and Fernando Vieira?
Henan Borges is Brazilian top team Boston. And Fernando Vieira is from Evoluku. I can't say it properly, but it's a new school in Toronto area, the GTA.
Evolution?
No, it's not that. It's literally what I said. ELVAOCO or something like.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's probably a Brazilian or something.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Speaking of Brazilian,
now
that you do the sport, jiu-jitsu, do you know a little bit of Portuguese?
You know what? It's sad. I actually don't.
I
know this, and it's fun to say. Maluku. It means crazy.
Is that?
It means crazy.
Maluku.
Maluku. Maluku. You say it like that. That was fun.
I hear it all the time. Like, poha. What does that mean? Poha.
I don't know, man. We should ask somebody.
I kind of want to say it and not know what it means. I just want to go to a tournament and be like, poha.
Just yell it?
Yeah, and then when people ask me what it is, I'll be like, I don't know.
No, you know what? I've never learned anything. Is it something I want to learn? Sure, but I don't have the patience to go out and learn a new language. To be honest, I always wanted to learn Japanese. I never got on it. I don't even know French. That's basically equivalent to English where we live right now.
Yeah,
it's 50-50, and I barely am petit. A little.
Oh, petit.
Yeah. How is your French anyway?
C'est très bien.
Très bien.
Right?
Is that serious?
Yeah.
That sounded legit.
Yeah. That's my second language.
That's impressive, man. But no Brazilian for me. Unbelievable. Supposedly, our homegirl, Erica, in Maryland, she speaks a little French. I just found this out.
No way.
Bonjour! So that's pretty cool, though. People listening right now is a little confused, but that's all right. We'll bring it back to what we're talking about. Jerr, I was thinking about custom, not custom belts, but I was thinking about getting in the belt game maybe, come out with my own line of jiu-jitsu belts or something. I'm dreaming big. What do you think?
Go for it, man. Go for it. I'd buy a belt.
Yeah.
Well, I already earned the belt.
You earned the belt and then you buy it?
I buy the belt that I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. But yeah, just throwing it out there. I want to get into every avenue I can. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Is there something you want to do? Like, let me hear something you want to do and let's go make this happen. But don't come out and say like a crazy idea that's so good that someone out there might just steal it.
I don't know.
Is there something you want to do? Because right now you are hands down the best co-host on all of podcasts.
Oh, thank you.
Think about that. All the podcasts out there, you're number one right now. I went out and I asked the people of the streets.
Yeah, did you?
The masses. I asked them. Next time we'll document it.
Was it? Yeah, we were thinking about that.
So, is there something that Jerr wants to accomplish here? And let's get this done, man.
Honestly, this is further down the road.
So you want to
I want to open up my own school one day. That's one. Yeah. But for now, I don't know. It's just not necessarily. Just doing things that'll make me happy, I guess. Like,
have you ever thought of designing your own T-shirts?
I did at one point.
Writing a book?
Maybe writing a book.
Writing a blog.
There is one actually. Okay. I was talking to a friend about it. Have you ever watched The Buried Life?
The Married Life?
The Buried Life.
Is that people that are married in debt?
Buried.
Okay, go on.
But yeah, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. It's about these group of teenagers that just make a bucket list and go do it.
That's right. So you want to be a teenager.
Yeah. It's not that easy. I'm just kidding. But what I wanted to do was that I was kind of make a vlog.
Yeah. I'm going to make a vlog. Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
We're going to make our own vlog.
Exactly. Put it on YouTube, put it on Twitter, everything. Anyway,
the pre-podcast show.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Where we show our rituals before the show, which every day, for you guys that don't know, every Tuesday, I pick up Jerr and we hit the mall.
What do we do at the mall exactly?
We go on a mission to find you love.
Yeah, love. What is love?
No, but do we not do that?
Yeah, pretty much. We go grab some food, get a coffee.
And then we try to grab your girlfriend.
Yeah, trying to.
It's fun, though.
She's just perfect. No?
There's this girl that Jerr's in, I don't want to say in love, maybe infatuated.
Not infatuated.
Not even infatuated.
Intrigued?
You keep using I words.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're interested,
She's perfect. You should see this girl. She's like an angel.
So
I don't talk about emotions because emotions are.
But you can show through iPhone emoticons.
Yeah.
But we'll maybe start documenting this because this is the fun part. Like before the show too is a blast because we literally do the same thing every time, but
it's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah, but we switch it up.
Yeah, that's true. We should start recording it.
Because I think people enjoy seeing you trying to, your pickup lines are impeccable, by the way.
Are they?
You got smooth game, man. You're quite the talker. I think the podcast might help a bit too.
Yeah, I think so.
You're not shy.
Expose that again. I'm not shy.
No, I like it.
Your pickup is pretty sick. Not your pickup, but the way you just talk.
Thank you for correcting that quickly.
No, but talking, going around and making people laugh. I think that's cool.
I agree. I think laughter's good. You got some good jokes.
I do.
But not in the form of telling it, just on the spot, quick-witted, very sharp. So
I think that's part of.
Let's make a vlog maybe.
I think I'm down. Let us know what your thoughts are on.
Let's say hit up Jerr on Twitter, myself. Hit up FightFans, our Facebooks. Yeah, let us know if you guys want to see the vlog. You want to see Jerr's quest for love. We'll even make it a title like Jerr's quest for love, and I can be like your co-host.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Yeah. So
I remember you were trying to write a blog on we won't name the site, but like
Tumblr.
How bad did that fail? Because mine lasted one day.
Actually, I posted 5. Well, it's one whole big, pretty much one big blog.
Yeah.
I just posted it because it wouldn't allow me to copy and paste from my iPhone.
Okay.
Because I wrote it on my notepad on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wrote it. I don't know if you read it, but it's pretty much chronicling. Help me out. What is it? Chronicling? Yeah.
Chronicling.
Chronicling.
I will use that word. That's fine.
It's just like, just a little, I gave up on it because it was too hard.
Mm-hmm.
I think I blew everything I had to say on that one thing, so.
So you're like, yeah.
If you guys...
Yeah. Hello?
Hello. This is Dave Camarillo.
Dave, this is David Carroll. I'm here with my co-host, Jerr. Welcome to the BJJ Addict.
How are you?
Oh, nice to be on here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. How's your day today, by the way?
My day is busy as always, but I appreciate it. It's going well.
Nice to hear. For those that don't know too much, you got your own style of jiu-jitsu called guerrilla jiu-jitsu. I know what it is personally, but can you explain to the people maybe listening what that means?
Basically, it's a culmination of all my experiences in martial arts. Started with Olympic judo. I did that starting when I was 5. I competed nationally, internationally. Then I started jiu-jitsu about 19 years of age under Ralph Gracie. Got my black belt when I was 27. So it's a mixture of, at that point, Olympic judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And then I started training fighters, the American Kickboxing Academy, did that for about 10 years, and I got exposed to some of the best fighters / wrestlers in the world, including Daniel Cormier, Cain Velasquez, John Fish, Josh Koscheck, among others. And in that environment, you learn quickly what series and methods of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu does not work too well against wrestlers or good MMA fighters. And you just you kind of adopt, a wrestling move here. So, for example, I think there's answers to every problem that you're presented, and some answers are wrestling, some answers are judo, and some answers are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I just kind of combine those 3.
That's amazing. Do you find that's a big gap missing right now in the BJJ world? Is the link to getting it to the ground, whether that be judo or wrestling?
What was the first part of your question? Sorry.
Do you find that's the missing link? Because everyone wants to jump guard, but sometimes if you can't jump guard, there's no way to get the person to the ground. I'm saying, do you find a big problem right now?
Well, I would say it's the missing link for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a tournament sport.
Yes. And
world champions pull guard. You see the Rafael Mendes or some of the world champions. They're pulling guard. They're shooting barambolas. They're wrapping their legs around their opponent. They're finishing. So in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and BJJ, it's not really a missing link because you don't have to. You're not forced by the rules of that tournament to learn stand-up. I would say, though, for example, if I change context, so if I say, okay, you're walking, late at night at work, you're going in your car, leaving the office, and someone jumps out and tries to rob you or tries to grab you or something like that, and you're used to pulling guard your whole career, then you'd be like, okay, I can't pull guard here. What if he has a friend? I can't fight off my back. And I think it'd be very difficult to handle even 1, 2, or 3 assailants if you're used to pulling guard. So when we change the context, yeah, you'll have a missing link. But if you're entering Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments and that's all you want to do, you can spend your whole life just developing half guard, deep half, berimbolos, de la Riva, really get really in-depth guard systems, and that'll work very well for you, and it'll have a good result.
Well put. Thank you for explaining that a little bit better for people and myself, actually. That makes a lot of sense.
Big fan, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
I got a question for you, actually. You just named off that you're helping out AKA, working with some of the best. How does it feel now that you run your own academy? You have the say on everything.
It's got high times and low times. It's like anything else. When I left AKA, I made the decision that I just have, my life and my career. It's just most important, my family. And, I felt that having, being the boss and having two schools is the direction I need to go. And, things are going really well at both schools. It's also true that I'm a perfectionist. I'm never patting myself on the back. So it's a process of keep pushing forward. We have ups, we have downs, but being the, in control and making the rules and having to walk the line as well. So if I say something, I want instructors to do this and that, I got to do it myself. So I got to lead by example. So yeah, I mean, that's definitely a different environment than when I was with AKA. I was not the owner of AKA. So, and once you become the owner, you get definitely a lot of pressure, a lot of responsibilities, but it's been great because it forces me into a situation where I'm a better person. Like you talk about somebody needing, stand-ups throws, you would need that in judo and a good guard pull in jiu-jitsu. For me, I needed everything because now it's almost like MMA of the business world. I have to constantly reinvent myself. I have to constantly, we hold instructor meetings and I surround myself with very hard-working individuals that really believe in what we're doing, and it's working very well for us.
That's great to hear. With tied into that, sorry for stuttering there. Tied into that, were you ever thinking about letting other people have your name, like affiliations, by any chance?
Yeah, I do have affiliations. I'm very again, like I mentioned, I'm a perfectionist. So if I feel that, so for example, I don't have one in every state. I did not pick up every affiliation that contacted us wanting to affiliate. I'm very, I'm picky and I want things ran, properly. I want quality, and it's difficult to control something outside of what's in front of you. So I'm very picky, but I'm also, I work very hard to make sure that our system is strong and that it makes sense to the other instructors. And I'm big on development. I've had, guys come to me as blue belts and now they're, very good, because there's two arts there. There's being a good instructor and being a good, practitioner yourself. And I develop both areas. So it's definitely a process, and, we definitely have affiliates across the United States. But they're with people that really, again, believe with what we're doing and work very hard at it.
I'm glad that you care about your name and not just lend it out to everyone. That's nice to hear.
I have a question for you. A lot of dojos have that policy of leaving the ego at the door. Do you think it's important to have some sort of ego to better your skills as an artist? What are your thoughts?
Well, right, yeah, I think it's very important. Number one, it's impossible to not have an ego. Everyone has an ego. Women, men, kids, everyone has egos. Ego, if you define ego, it's basically a driving force that could, do good or could do harm to you. Some egos get carried away and people say, insulting things to other people because they're so driven, they forget everyone around them and they become very self-centered. Well, that's when the ego kind of controls you. But also what you can use is develop the skill of discipline. What we try to do as teachers to children, parents to children, discipline being, the ability to do something that you generally do not want to do. That's discipline. Like do your homework. Who wants to do their homework? Well, if you know that if you do your homework, that the test will be easier. You know, if you get a good grade on the test, it'll lead to a better future, and so on and so forth. So with ego, I think it's very important. Some people lack ego, which means they lack a drive. They lack a sense of confidence in themselves that, you know, when you fall down and the mud gets smacked, you know, pushed in your eyes and people are stepping on you, you need a kind of ego to stand up to that. So I think ego is important for everyone. I think some egos get the better of some people, and those people don't do the right things. I mean, we've all been, victim of that. I myself have at times allowed my ego to control, you know, what I do, what I say. But in the end, I think when we go back to what's the importance of martial arts, I think it's to instill discipline, to instill honor, where you're on a constant path to do the right thing. And that's what I try to instill in my students.
Dave, me and Jerr have been talking all last week and stuff about what's more important, and we needed someone's experience and that's been in the game a long time to answer this, because we can't. What's better, do you think, a jack of all trades or a master of just one, and kind of building a whole game plan off of one move?
I think I'm super logical. It's hard for me to, you know, give one, you know, the nod and the other one, you know, thumbs down. I think being systematic is most important. So you can even say that somewhere in the middle. I think, for example, most MMA fighters, you know, if they learn properly, if they learn, you know, to be systematic early on, but keep the system simple. So if you have like 6 positions in jiu-jitsu, you know, and these are basic positions: closed guard, half guard, open guard, side control, back, and mount. And that's basically the fundamental positions of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If I look at those 6 positions, of course, experience top and bottom, that's 12. And I say, well, just get 2 or 3 really good moves in each of those positions. You're going to have a pretty decent game.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people, they're like, well, I want 19-step moves from this one position, which, okay, that'll do well for you if you're, you know, a high-level purple belt or brown belt or black belt. But initially, let's just get systematic. Let's be very comfortable and fluid with my options. Let's understand the positions, and then let's move on from there. I think you're going to get a lot further. So I would say it's somewhere in the middle. I tend to be very basic in how I teach, but I'm also very systematic. So people know where they are going, whether they are you know, in half guard and get swept. Now they're on bottom in half guard, and they need to react to that very quickly, and there can't be hesitation. So if I get swept from open guard, let's say, and I'm on bottom now, and I'm sitting there thinking of a 19-step move from my open guard, you know, there probably hesitation between my thought process and my hands and arms and gripping and moving, versus if I drill simple movements over and over again, as I get swept, you're already re-sweeping, or you're going into something. It's go-to. So I think that's the best way to answer that.
Speaking of your drilling, how often do you, well, not how often, but what's your appropriate ratio between drilling techniques and actually live rolling? Is there something in the middle, or is it, what are your thoughts?
Well, I remember I had Cobrinha out for a seminar, and people asked him the same thing, and he said, well, I drill about, 60, 70%, and maybe roll 30%. And I believe that. I think at every level, you know, I sincerely believe in a universal, you know, drilling intensity, or like you said, a ratio for drilling versus like sparring, for example. I trained fighters for 10 years, and I trained Kane when he was 0-0 all the way up to beating Brock Lesnar and becoming UFC, you know, champion. And I sincerely believe that the hard sparring is more for those who are in fear of not having that. So if you get guys who spar hard 3 days a week, for example, they start becoming, you know, psychologically attached to how well they're doing in their sparring, because sparring is supposed to be, you know, represented in what happened in a fight. And I don't agree. I think if you drill non-resistance with light resistance, a lot of pad work, and you're systematic, like we already talked about, you're becoming a very fluid MMA fighter. And you can take the same approach to anything: Muay Thai, just wrestling, straight judo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu especially, because it's a flowing art. So I think the ratio from drilling to training really hard, and not to mention the wear and tear on your body, especially MMA.
Do you think that's where all the... Sorry. Do you think that's where all the injuries are coming from?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had our host of injuries. A lot of big camps have their injuries. A lot of guys, fights get canceled. They talk about, 35 fights? I don't know if that's actually correct, but something like 35 fights recently had to be canceled in the UFC. And I think a lot of those guys are just over. They're over, putting too much importance in, basically getting punched in the face. They need to be put more, importance and focus on being fluid, systematic, and having good training partners. So I think drilling should be, 70, 80%. And when you're getting hit in the face and sparring, later down the line, you start losing your chin. And, in terms of MMA, it could hurt your career. So, you got to think long term as well. I mean, it's easy for a 20-year-old to think I'm going to be invincible forever, but that's not going to happen.
That's my mentality right now.
Yeah,
we all have it.
Yeah, you said 35 or 40. The correct number is over 60 since the start of this year, 2012. Injuries pulled out of fights. That's
there you go. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, you got to remember, there's a lot of variables to that. There's more fights now than there ever have been. But yeah, that's a high number. What you would want to do, if you want to do it systematically, is you look how many exact fights are scheduled for 2012, finish the year off, and then look how many people pulled out, and then you'll find a ratio in there. But without a doubt, I think if people adopted what we talked about, the ratio would go lower.
You're a very wise individual, Mr. Camarillo. Do you think it's okay to learn from books, like YouTube DVDs, to learn some new moves, or to have?
Yes, I do. I mean, I'm a little biased. I have 3 books out, but yeah.
Yeah, I have 2 of them.
I travel a lot, so like I'll pick up a book and read it. Like I'm big into, outside of martial arts, like backpacking. So I'll look at backpacking stuff. I want to, to pick up, tips and this and that. And actually, that gets me in tune with a lot of the young guys who are taking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for the first time. Because I'm a novice backpacker, so I feel like a novice guy and very much like a guy who's just taking Jiu-Jitsu. So if you get inside that mindset, I think it's important to be excited about things. It's important to pick up little things here and there. I remember I've trained with so many people, and I remember the biggest influences in my life, like BJ Penn. We talk, here and there, but one of the things that he said, go with the hook. When someone has a hook, you go with it. You don't fight it.
Yeah.
I've sat there years and years, to calling him, or we used to train together, and he just said that one thing, and that thing made me, clicked in my mind. So in terms of books, you could read the whole book and have one little thing that is worth the price of the book. It's all about experiences, and it's all about stimulating your mind and getting excited about, the material, whatever you're into.
Can you just plug your book real quick so people know how to get them, or what they are, so they can check them out and go buy them?
Okay, my first book, Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu, it's bridging the gap between Olympic Judo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's out everywhere. Amazon's the best place to buy books these days, I think. The next book was a book I did with BJ Penn. I think it's called The Book of Knowledge. It's the guard book. And then I did my most recent. It's called Submit Everyone, which basically just gets you in the mindset. Like, I'm very philosophical. I'm very concept driven. I don't want a 1,000-step move to get you in a submission. I have some simple combinations, but a lot of it's mindset. Finishers are finishers because they decide to be finishers, and that's what that book focuses on.
Sorry, the way you grapple. How do you grapple? Like, just day to day. What's your mentality? Do you just go?
Say again, last part.
You're saying, do you go out to kill people, or are you just very easygoing on your day-to-day roles?
Well, generally, I don't go to kill anybody. I used to train that way when I just got my black belt when I was 27. I'm much older now. That's why I think I tend to be a little bit wiser about things, because I'm
I have, this pain here that I've had forever, and I've beat my body up. So I have to be, a little bit careful about how I train, how I roll, and my mentality when I train. That being said, though, everyone I roll with, I try to finish unless I'm playing around, which I do play around a lot, especially to warm up. But I feel that, it's still ingrained in me. If you put someone in front of me and we start going, I'm still competitive. I'll always be that way, but, I try to get the finish. And I think that's why it's that helps me instill that in my students. The finish is most important for me. It's not racking up points, but all the while, to finish, sometimes you need control. So my big thing right now is control over everything with the mindset of I'm going to finish this guy. And that's pretty much everyone I roll with.
Nice. I think everyone should have that. We've been talking a lot about that lately, about the how important it is to be mentally strong. And I guess if I didn't have the mindset to finish everyone, I probably wouldn't. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yeah, you hit it on the head right there.
All right, I'm going to change my thinking then. Yeah. That's just like your BJ moment where it clicked for you. This is going to click for me.
Yeah, we call it a switch.
Yeah, I feel it.
Like if a guy's having a bad training camp, and we're just like, you need to flip the switch. You need to find it wherever it is. Like we say, a slump. You need to keep pushing forward and get out of that slump.
Yeah, absolutely. You being a coach or the head instructor for your BJJ, advancement in students, performance-based or not? Because how do you go from someone, say, maybe they just won the Pan Ams at purple, and there's somebody else that's been a long purple belt that never competes? How do you go about getting them to their brown belt? Like, is it off performance or not for yourself?
It's the same white to blue or blue to purple. It's a constant path of being, number one, good attitude is most important. Mm-hmm. I think I said that in an interview. Like, how do you get a blue belt? Well, you have a good attitude. Yeah. You kind of keep it simple. If you have a good attitude, everything else takes care of itself. It means you have the humbleness to kind of listen to someone who's been there before you, which is the definition of sensei. I've been there before you. Mm-hmm. I come before you. I have experience. I'm here to help you. Okay, try this. But someone who doesn't compete, it's definitely, it's not the same. You got to remember, martial arts is for everyone. I don't force anyone to compete. It's true with our system. If you say, hey, I want to compete, all right, we expect a lot of you, but someone who doesn't want to compete, it's always reached their full potential. And you do that with a good attitude. You stay humble and you listen. And again, all these things we talked about, be systematic, drill, be a good working partner, help others. That's most important. I know a lot of people get caught up in winning and, tournaments and MMA and UFC and all these things and all that stuff. And I think that's awesome and great. And if somebody has it within them, then I'm going to be there to help them. But in reality, it's more about yourself. You're competing against yourself. And that's something I did forever. I always competed against myself. I was my most difficult opponent / critic. And if you can harness your ego like we talked about, and you can be a good contributor to your academy, you're going to move forward. Now, if it's something specific they need to work on, then we'll work on that. And a lot of times, I need to hear it. Oh, well, what is this pro belt struggling with? So give me, let's open that communication with the instructor. And we definitely have a curriculum, but some things are outside of that. I see the curriculum, but I'm just not putting things together. All right, let's have a pep talk. Let's talk. Because in the end, it boils down to mentality.
Wow, that's cool to hear. John Fitch, it's correct, right? He's the first ever white belt to black belt under your system?
Yes. Has
there been any since?
Ooh, good question. Yes.
Okay.
There's been a few. I had to think about that. We've actually, I don't know the exact number. I have almost like 25 black belts now.
That's amazing.
The more I think about that, I said, wow, I'm getting old. But yeah, we've had a few. Not a lot, but we've had a few. Even my brother was not under me. He was under Hal for a while. But yeah, Fitch is he's a current team captain, AKA, still trains with me. We're going to get him healthy. We're going to get him some fights. But he's definitely a kind of guy that, like, if you ask the question, why is he the team captain of AK? And it's very simple. He's not going to sit there and tell you what to do. He's not going to sit there and say, this is what I do. He's going to do it. And so, a guy, accomplishing what he's accomplished and being the team captain and pretty much the team captain for Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu, it's all in action. He doesn't talk about it. He just does it.
That's another good attitude to have, I guess, a person that goes out and does work and leads by example. I see that's very important with you the more we talk here. Most talented person you have ever trained with in BJJ. I know you're going to say BJ Penn. I have this weird feeling. So let's take him out of the equation and now answer the question.
Are we talking about not a fighter, more of like a BJJ stylist?
Absolutely, yeah, not a fighter.
Oh, the most talented?
Well, someone that you really... let's go with someone you looked up to, for one, and then someone that just had crazy talent on the mats that you really enjoyed rolling with, that gave you a hell of a good training session every time type of thing.
Oh, well, I mean, it's actually kind of simple. BJ is the most talented because he's just a freak. We used to say he's from another planet. But I trained with Marcelo Garcia back in, I think it was 07 or 08, something like that, a while ago. But yeah, he's phenomenal, and he's a really good guy too. He's the kind of guy that, and I know everyone watches him and knows what he's accomplished, but when you roll with him, you think you have something, and not only do you not have it, but he'll counter it, and then you're finished. And somebody like that, which I'm just not used to rolling with, it definitely impresses me. But the other person actually is my brother.
Yeah.
And my brother doesn't compete a lot, but it's funny because we have separation. He lives south of me, and I'm like, well, I'm training with this, and I'm getting this new stuff, and we're working on this. I feel like I'm pulling ahead, so I go to roll with him, and he's like all over me. So it's kind of ridiculous. It's a thing where I don't think it's the 4 years he's the older brother and all that people used to say, but he's a finisher, and he kind of encompasses everything that I truly believe in, where his mentality is not to score an advantage on you; it's to finish you. And he's so involved in that he'll lose competitions just to try to finish you. And his game it's just a strong game. And I sincerely believe in a pinch. Again, if you change the context and someone tries to, I don't know, attack him or whatever in the street context we talked about, a guy with that mentality is going to go further.
I agree.
What's life like for you outside of the mats, outside of martial arts? What kind of things keep your mind off of it all?
I try to watch soccer. The world calls it football, but we call it soccer. I try to watch that as much as I can. The problem is I'll watch one of my favorite club teams, and they're starting like at midnight, or I've gotten up 4 a.m. one time to watch a game, trying to catch all these games. Like I follow Celtic in Scotland. They won the league this year, but it's hard for me because I don't have the time. So I'm always thinking of business. Like I remember I took 2 days off not too long ago, first time in a long time, and went on a vacation. All I thought about was my academy. So, like I talked about before, backpacking, something totally unrelated. I think that's important because my whole life is martial arts. So getting something totally unrelated, nothing to do with jiu-jitsu or judo or MMA or whatever, I think is important. So I like, camping is one of my favorite things to do in the world. So I really enjoy the outdoors.
But then you feel your mind wandering back to jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, if my phone still works,
yeah.
If I still get reception, then yeah, it's kind of bad. But I'm going to be going camping here pretty soon, and my phone's not going to work. So I think that's the best escape is just go somewhere where you turn your phone off, and it's basically an iPad. Or an iPhone, or what do you call it, an iPod. It's not a phone anymore. So that's good.
Nice. So before I go, a couple more, if you don't mind. Another DVD on the way by any chance?
Yeah, I have a lot of projects that I want to do. It's difficult to find the time, because when I left AK, we were just starting the San Jose Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu Martial Arts Academy, and it's just it's really skyrocketed. My, good friend and one of my instructors, Matthew Darcy, has just done a phenomenal job. I don't know if you guys ever follow like Real Jiu-Jitsu, but he's posting all the time, and the mats are full. It's like last week we had 61 people on the mat doing an open mat that they do. We're a bunch of people. We believe in train with everyone. It's a big thing. Be loyal to your academy, love your academy, be a part of your team, but train with everyone. You gotta get different experiences. And that guy's ran with it, and he's really pushed guerrilla jiu-jitsu in directions that I could have never done by myself. So, we have great people pushing that in Pleasanton as well. And when you leave AKA, it's like everything gets serious, and you're like, okay. We started a new program. We got Pleasanton going, so it's hard to find time, to do anything else. So that's the situation we're in. But the rewards are right in our face, and it's just day to day. So it's awesome.
Well, good luck with the future endeavors that you do. We'll obviously, me and Jerry, be on the lookout for stuff you put out. So it'll be good. Hopefully, you do free up a little time to put out a little DVD or something, some knowledge for people. Last question from me for sure. Who's someone you admired when you started jiu-jitsu, though, before the training with the BJ Pens and before maybe you got to roll with Marcelo? When you were getting into it, who's some people that you looked up to?
Oh, I think my first instructor, my first instructor, Ralph Gracie. I think, and that respect never dies. The guy was a guy that you don't speak in his presence, because he's just going to say, do this, and you do it, and you see immediate results. So he was a very good influence with me, because it was easy for me not to question him. It was easy for me to just allow myself to be indoctrinated into his system. And I benefited, very well from it, because I think, with my aggressive style came from judo. Judo's an aggressive art. And I could have went to any academy, but I sincerely believe that I found a perfect home for me, at that time of my life, and he's the big reason for it. And I was fortunate to see him every day when I started, every day, and we're butting heads, and my ears are a result of it. If you see my ears are all crazy. It's because I got to train with Alf Gracie, and to be a part of that lineage, and to see where the whole world is going in terms of BJJ and MMA. And to kind of, and the lineage, Ryan Gracie or Hazel Gracie, I just feel very fortunate to have started where I started, to get my black belt from Ralph Gracie, and just be a part of that kind of magic. Somebody called it, I don't know, the golden time of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, where it was getting on its feet, but it was really something special. And I was right there even before BJ was there, and so easy. Ralph Gracie, the guy is just, he's the kind of guy you want on your team if you go to war, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. That's nice to hear, and it obviously instilled something in you that you pass on to your students. So that's cool to hear that you chose your first instructor. I think that's it, man. Thank you very much for taking time out of your hectic day to speak with me and Jerry and the BJJ Addict. We appreciate it.
No, I very much appreciate it. It's fun talking to you guys. Anytime just give me a call. I'll hopefully I don't go off on too many tangents on you, but I really appreciate the time.
We appreciate it too. Any last things you want to plug or anything? Sponsors, shout out whatever you want.
Train with everyone. Bottom line, train with everyone. Just get on the mat, do it.
How about submit everyone? That too.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dave. Seriously, really appreciate it. And, we'll hopefully talk again soon.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, guys. So that was I was speaking with Dave Camarillo. Bananas, man. I feel dumb talking to him.
Yeah, it was, I think.
Man, I can't believe the stuff he said, man.
So I don't know, man. Like, even now I feel stupid. Because I think what he was saying is, like, it's too wise for me to understand.
In 4 years from now, you'll remember this conversation and be like,
that's what he meant. I'll be doing something ridiculous. And,
No, but I don't really feel dumb. But I feel enlightened. That's a good word.
You see, I'm pretty dumb for not using that word. Then again, English is not my first language. So.
Or your fifth. So
fifth, seventh.
Yeah, but that was cool as hell, man.
He's pretty cool.
Next week, me and Jerry are gonna tell you about our 70-30 ratio of drilling to live drilling.
Yeah. I'm down.
Leg drags.
That's
what we're going to talk about. And you know what? I'm happy with what he said about jack of all trades. I know maybe the audio, I don't know if anyone missed a little bit of that part, but basically he said somewhere in the middle. Know the moves. You don't necessarily have to master one specific move, but kind of know them all, but not so little that you don't do good. So, in the middle, I was happy with that.
So was I.
You were?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to hear? Did you want to master something?
No. I think, you need to master, but you need to learn other things too.
That's a good point. Guys, hit us up. Tell us what your game is. You guys don't, hit us up enough. So hit us up. Let us know if you're a master or you're kind of in the middle, which what Dave said was very important. Also, if someone comes up with a killer way to sign off this show, like stay classy, Ottawa, give me a catchphrase. If I like it enough, I'll use it. But I doubt you're going to be more creative than me. So that's a challenge right now because I guarantee you I'll come up with a better saying than you. In fact, I'm going to use this one right now tonight.
Let's do it.
First of all, remember to go like us, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channels. Look out for the blog. Love FightFans Radio. Am I missing something?
I don't think so. Are we?
I don't think so. Anyways, this was the BJJ Addict, and this was your fix.